Fight posted today. Left tackle Josh Simmons in the middle of it. Travis Kelce, training camp fight, veteran, breaks it up. Coach, you don't want a soft team, obviously. You also don't want a UFC matchup in training.
So get this. Travis Kelce goes from tight end to camp counselor in 0.2 seconds, breaking up a Chiefs fight like he's applying for a job at HR. Meanwhile, over in Colorado, is Shedeur Sanders actually going to play this season, or is he just vibing with sunglasses and NIL deals? The NFL's got storylines juicier than reality TV, and trust me, you ain't ready for what's next.
Day 7 of Chiefs training camp and day 3 in pads, and it was scorching hot. Also, tempers flared, probably partially due to this heat, how things are looking. Now let's talk about this heat and when the heat can sometimes get to the players and they take things a little too far. The aftermath of this play here is what everybody was talking about earlier. It was a 9-on-7 play, the run period. We saw some rookie-on-rookie violence thanks to Mark Polos of KC.
Picture this. You're at Chiefs training camp. The sun's out, pads are cracking, and suddenly, boom, a scuffle breaks out faster than a TikTok beef. Before anyone can even yell, "World star," guess who jumps in to play peacekeeper? No, not a coach, not security. It's Travis Kelce. Yes, that Travis Kelce. The guy known for turning up, mouthing off, and occasionally throwing hands like he's auditioning for UFC. Now he's out here playing Captain America, diving into fights not to escalate them, but to break them up.
Reaction to this training camp fights overall.
Hate training camp fights. Love Travis Kelce breaking up the training camp fights. I think training camp fights are an indication of lack of discipline, not an indication of stuff.
At this point, Travis might as well trade his helmet for a whistle and clipboard, maybe even a therapist's notepad. Somewhere between winning Super Bowls and dating pop stars, he evolved from chaos engine to NFL dad. But not the boring khaki shorts dad, the cool one who breaks up fights and DJs at family cookouts.
I would say for the biggest thing was getting my body right. You know, last year was pretty taxing on my body, and I mean, it is what it is. I've had more snaps than a lot of guys, if not everybody in the NFL over the past 5-6 years. And you know, I'm very fortunate, I'm very prideful of that. But I know it has taken a toll on my body. So it's just, you know, making sure that my body's getting that rest and that ability to, you know, train harder and be able to withstand an entire 17 to 20.
Reports say Kelce stepped in like a seasoned bouncer at a nightclub, separating his teammates like he's been watching too much Dr. Phil. Maybe it's maturity, maybe it's leadership, or maybe he's just tired of being the guy who gets blamed when camp gets rowdy. Either way, seeing Travis Kelce play the role of team peacemaker is like watching Gordon Ramsay host a meditation retreat. It just doesn't compute, and yet it works.
They really started going at it, with Simmons losing his helmet before players and coaches stepped in to pull them away from each other and separate them. Andy Reid quickly walked Simmons back from the scene of the crime, and who knows what he said. But again, it's hot as hell out there, and these guys are miserable. Andy Reid basically said as much after practice, saying, people get ornery when it's hot, and these guys are competitors. I do respect the feistiness of Simmons here, though. The punch to the face was a bit much in my opinion, but that guy is a dog, and this is going to help in his mindset of protecting Mahomes in actual games.
Let's be honest, though. This is the Chiefs. Drama at camp is practically a preseason tradition. If they're not yelling, throwing helmets, or passionately debating who's taking over WR1, is it really even July in Kansas City? Still, this one got real enough that even Mahomes lifted his visor to see what was going down. And if Mahomes is paying attention, you know it's serious. Or at least meme-worthy. Now the internet's doing what the internet does, losing its collective mind. Chiefs Kingdom's got theories. Some say Kelce's turning a new leaf. Others think he's auditioning for a future in coaching. A few bold ones even suggest he's trying to impress the league by showing he's not just brawn and bravado. Because apparently, nothing screams MVP material like diffusing a practice brawl. But while Travis is out here collecting merit badges for conflict resolution, the real mystery is unraveling a few states west in Boulder, Colorado. Or is he too busy posing for magazine covers and flexing watches that cost more than some coordinators' salaries?
And KMBC9 Sports Director Len Jennings joins us now. Chiefs training camp starts to heat up.
Yeah, and the weather too. The weather's still hot out there as well.
It was a hot one in St. Joe today. Hot, humid, full pads, a long practice. The perfect recipe for a scuffle during practice. Two rookies got into each other's faces during camp today. First round draft pick Josh Simmons and third round pick edge rusher Ashton Gelati go head to head. It happened for just a few moments before cooler heads prevailed. Nobody got hurt. Head coach Andy Reid was asked about it after practice.
At this point, Shedeur's football career feels like an elusive sequel. Everyone's waiting, hyped, popcorn in hand, but there's no release date. Coach Prime says he's healing. Sources say he's working out. Social media says he's thriving. But the field? That part's still TBD. And let's not act like the Buffs fans are patient. Half the fan base is pacing like expectant fathers in a 1950s hospital. The other half is already photoshopping Shedeur into NFL jerseys, somewhere between hope and hallucination. Because in Boulder, Shedeur isn't just a quarterback. He's a brand, a movement, a walking NIL billboard with laser-sharp eyebrows and a throwing arm that may or may not make a return this fall. But if we're being brutally honest, and why not? Does he even need to play this season? I mean, look at the stats. Think about it. If you're Shedeur and you've already got NFL scouts on your TikTok feed, why risk getting body slammed behind an O-line that still looks like it's auditioning for a high school musical? Why take hits from blitzing linebackers when you could take selfies from a GQ cover shoot?
From the Kansas City airport, just finished today with the Kansas City Chiefs, about to fly to Denver now to go see the Broncos. I'm actually at an awesome place. Meet Mitch, one of my favorite barbecue places in Kansas City, is now in the airport. Good sign now. Anyway, let's get to the Kansas City Chiefs and what we learned today. They're good. We know they're going to be good. Chiefs are always good. But a couple things that stood out to me. One, Josh Simmons. Their standout left tackle, first-round pick, someone who came into the draft injured. I know it was a leap of faith for some. The Chiefs did the thorough research, figured his knee would be okay by this time, and certainly is. He looks like one of the more athletic tackles you will see. Really strict.
Sure, there's the classic argument. Grit, glory, leadership, Heisman buzz. But there's also the reality that this game is changing fast. The NFL isn't just drafting stats anymore. They're drafting star power. And Shedeur's got it in spades, even if his cleats never hit the grass this fall. But let's say he does play. Imagine the pressure. Every snap, every throw, every eyebrow raised, dissected like it's the Zapruder film. One off game and critics will be out like cicadas in summer. Noisy, relentless, and suddenly everywhere. But one monster performance? He's back in the first-round conversation faster than you can say, Coach Prime's baby boy. The real kicker? Some are convinced Shedeur's sitting out to protect his draft stock. Others think he's secretly working with NASA to engineer the perfect spiral. A few are asking if he's even on Earth. It's chaos. Beautiful, content-generating chaos.
The uppercut seemingly the right play because it's up under there, but the pads, because you can catch the pads there, so that's not as easy. The helmet grab, always the play for the losing participant. That is always who's going first, or it's first act of aggression, straight to the helmet. Here we have Josh Simmons actually got into a fight. Here's Mark Palouse's video. He's filming it from his camera, I think, so it's hard to get it. You'll see it though. There's Josh finishing a play. Jab, boom. Ooh. What? Ooh, I like that. What? And then guy grabs his helmet, takes it off. He's still in there. Where's the team?
And if you're a Colorado teammate, good luck. Because every time you do something remotely athletic in practice, it gets overshadowed by whether Shedeur blinked twice during a workout video. It's not easy being a side character in the Sanders cinematic universe. Back in Kansas City, the drama's a little more grounded. At least they're fighting on the field. Real hits, real tension. Kelce stepping in was a surprise, sure, but maybe it's part of a bigger shift. The Chiefs are aging. Mahomes is now a vet. Reed isn't getting any younger. Maybe Kelce sees the writing on the locker room wall. Somebody's got to be the grown-up. Might as well be the guy with rings, clout, and apparently a new certificate in conflict resolution. Or maybe, just maybe, he's sick of watching rookies throw punches like they're in an off-brand Cobra Kai. That might be it. Either way, Kelce breaking up a fight is the kind of preseason energy nobody expected, but everybody needed. Or just ghosting the season. The ambiguity is so potent it deserves its own Netflix limited series. Working title, QB1, The Vanishing Act.
You answered it right there, yeah. Competitive spirit, man. It's hot and you get ornery.
Man, we're just out there competing, having fun. You know, off the field, we're all loving brothers, but once we're on here, we're trying to knock each other's head off. So it's all love. You know, out here grinding, you know, in this hot weather, but we're all just trying to get better, 1% better every day. Defense and offense, we're fighting back and forth every day. So just trying to improve and get each other better.
The truth, nobody knows. And that's what makes it so addictive. Because in today's sports landscape, the not knowing is half the fun. Leaks, cryptic tweets, dramatic sideline glances, it's all part of the game now. And Shedeur, he's a master of the slow drip. So here we are, one NFL star breaking up fights like a camp counselor, one college star disappearing like a magician in Dior. Two storylines, zero certainty, maximum entertainment. Will Kelce keep playing the hero? Will Shedeur finally take the field? Or just keep racking up NIL deals until Nike names a sneaker after him? Either way, we're watching, we're guessing, we're spiraling into Reddit rabbit holes, because sports aren't just about what happens anymore. But let's not pretend this is new. The NFL's been a drama factory for years. Training camp fights are just a rite of passage. And Travis Kelce? He's been a walking plot twist since the day he joined the league. This is just the latest chapter in his glow-up arc, from hothead to hero, from tight end to team dad.
Hey, what did you make of this fight? And also, I've seen a lot of people want to ask questions in the chat earlier. Did you have any experiences, or did you witness any fights between teammates during the hot, humid days of August and July?
Did I? Oh my goodness, absolutely. Look, when I'm watching this right here, man, this is regular camp business is what this thing is. That's it. Like Andy said, it's hot. Guys are seeing the same face over and over again. You're blocking the same dude every other play. You're getting tired of it. You're going down, the monotony of it. And you just out there and you just got an attitude. Have you ever just noticed summertime is usually when things start happening, when all the crazy things start happening in the world?
Meanwhile, Shedeur's saga is the inevitable evolution of college football in the NIL era. He's not just playing the game, he's redefining it. Brand first, ball second, or maybe third, somewhere behind skincare and chain selection. Still, even the most sarcastic skeptics have to admit, if and when Shedeur does play, it's going to be must-watch TV. Because all this buildup, all this drama, all this chaos, it only pays off if the man shows up and balls out. And if he doesn't, well, the memes will still be elite. Back to Kelce. You've got to wonder, did he step in out of duty, or did he just want the headlines back? With Taylor out of the picture for the offseason, somebody's got to keep him trending. The NFL needs characters like Kelce, guys who are unpredictable, entertaining, and, apparently, emotionally available. The college season doesn't wait. And while Coach Prime can preach patience and vision all day, the Buffs need a QB, not a model, not an icon, a quarterback.
Gotta buy itself there.
A lot of white jerseys.
I didn't like that. I didn't like that, AQ. Now, that play might have gone.
I didn't like that either, but my man stood in there. He stood in the pocket like Ilya Taporia.
Yes, he did. Like Ilya Taporia. Yes, he did. He Max Holloway'd that thing. Mm-hmm. He said, we'll do this right here on your guys' side. Let's assume the offense is on the complete opposite side of the field. Let's assume that he's on a complete opposite side of the field. And also, let's understand that this is very normal.
Or they're
training
thinking
camp.
Rookie's a little too overzealous.
Well, and also, he's got a great...
Yeah, that was fast. Powerful
quick.
punch.
That was quick. He's worked on that. Mm-hmm. I think he's been in a gym before. Because the placement, too, that would have been...
Yeah.
Now, with a helmet, not the greatest move.
Let's be real. Does Shedeur Sanders even need to play this season? I mean, sure, suiting up boosts his draft stock, gives Colorado a shot at not being a punchline, and hushes the critics who think he's just a fashion icon with a throwing arm. But let's flip the coin. That O-line still looks like 5 mannequins on roller skates. Why risk injury behind that chaos when NFL scouts are already circling like sharks at a BBQ? Deion's coaching strategy? Less grind mode, more guard the asset. Shedeur's not just a quarterback. He's a walking endorsement deal with cleats. His fall schedule looks something like 40% rehab, 30% Dior fittings, 20% light throws, and 10% spicy quote tweets aimed at haters. If there's a class called Brand Management 401, he's teaching it from the locker room. Meanwhile, Chiefs fans are still processing the fact that Travis Kelce broke up a fight instead of starting one. The others foaming at the mouth, screaming, "Let him cook," and online, comedy gold. Kelce memes label him NFL Mediator of the Year, while Buffs fans have already dubbed Shedeur NCDAA's official ghost.
The heat to bring the nastiness out of anybody. It will. The cold will slow everybody down. Everybody stay inside. But the heat, you got to be outside. Oh, you're going to make everybody going to pay for that. And so you can see, look, Josh Simmons right there. Look, he's gassed. And so he's trying to get just a little bit extra push on Ashton. And Ashton took it, hey, man, he took it personal, as he should have. Say, hey, man, you ain't got to drive me like that. You know, you already been pushing on me. They've been showing clips of you doing things to me, right? But, man, I tell you what, this is regular camp stuff. That's all it is. It's just campfire.
Truth is, the game's evolving. Kelce's stepping into leadership like he's applying for principal. And Shedeur, he could sit out, stay spotless, and still go top 10. Because in today's football, it's not about snaps, it's about swagger. And if Kelce keeps this up, don't be shocked if he's hired to break up fan fights in Cleveland when Shedeur's throwing touchdowns and shade next season. Shedeur's legacy might be in limbo, but the pressure? That's very real. Every practice he skips becomes another question, every photo shoot another distraction, and every fan tweet another reminder that football is still, somehow, about actually playing football. So here's where we land, both hanging by threads of uncertainty. One about a man trying to control the chaos, the other about a man who might be causing it. by doing absolutely nothing. And in between, fans, media, and chaos merchants are having the time of their lives. Whatever happens next, it won't be boring. Because in 2025, boring is the only thing this football season refuses to be.